Shall we? Let's roll these sleeves up and get down to business. Because we had a man, I dare say a man, drop 73 goals last season. And it's time to see what he's gonna do next. Because you just don't know what he's gonna do next. Joe Byer, legend, Channel Hall of Famer already. And as we set this team up, pretty straightforward. Mr. Peters needs to be signed. Just go ahead and lock him up for 3 years. Jake of the week's going pretty good. You know, working myself down to the bone. It's ridiculous. Your boy's a busy guy, you know. Let's see. Defensively, Kasperitis. Ooh, all right, he wants a little bit of money. That's fine. I think we're still going to hold off on signing Ebbett. Going to have to make some choices here on the defensive side of things. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the AHL is 1, 2, 3, 4. I have room for 2 players. It's fairly obvious that Dan Mestra, who is a free agent signing, isn't going to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and drop him. Obviously, Cody Wang, 6'5". That's a big Wang. God, those jokes. Jesus. He's going to have to be signed. For obvious reasons. Which pretty much just leaves either Dempsey or Keane, and I think it's fairly obvious. I mean, Dempsey has a gigantic overall edge. He's a 5th round pick of ours, so Isaac Dempsey will also be signed here. And we are going to drop Mr. Keane. He's just never going to make it, so. Zach, oh man, he's a big boy too. 6'6", 239. But the 7th round pick enforcer, he is just never going to make it, unfortunately. But I'm still going to sign him because memes. Forward-wise, it's a tough call every year. First and foremost, Mr. Byer, 8 years. Let's just lock it up now. $11.5 million for 8 years, sir. Commit to the Goonfish for life. The Red Sox just traded Benintendi. They did, and it sucks. It sucks. But that's just what they're doing, man. They're going in different directions. Okay, so really quickly, how many players do we have signed? I've drafted a medium elite enforcer today. Snipe, what's going on? I'm jealous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We only have 10 guys signed. We have 10 out of 24 signed right now. Cool. So let's see who else we can bring in here then, shall we? We'll hold off on signing the legendary Goons for the moment. Focus on our prospects. So let's see. First prospect, Yanni Louis. He will be player number 11. And then let's see. Player number 12 will be Solovyov. I doubt he's ever going to make it, but he'll be player number 12. Number 13 will be Bales. Number 14 will be Koltsov. 15 is Quincy. Okay. So we have 15 out of 24. So Brian McGrattan, who was great last year, he'll obviously be brought back. So that is now 16. Ty Domi will be 17. Rob Ray, number 18 on this particular team. Sorry, I had to check something really quickly. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So only one dude's gonna get left out. Only one dude is gonna get left out. So Darren McCarty, go ahead and sign you. Sandy McCarthy, go ahead and bring you back. George LaRock. Kiprios has been horrible, but we'll bring him back. It's going to be Ross Johnston, because we're going to keep Gino Ojic. We're going to keep Pete Worrell. And, yeah, Ross Johnston, the modern-day Goon, is going to be let go. That way we can hold on to the to the other options. So at least we know who we're bringing back. A lot of people just rejected, but that's okay. I did see that Pedro Pascal is going to be in The Last of Us, which is pretty sweet. I really liked him in Wonder Woman. Hello, Deke Slayer. The squad of goons is looking very good. How did the stream go today, sir? I do not know what you were up to. I was playing Donkey Kong with the girlfriends. Shout out to Tropical Freeze. What a game. Alright, let's see. We got $41 million to throw around and won a third straight cup with Montreal. Alright, so I'm taking away that mod ship. I should deke the worst rap song of all time. Is it the diss track X-Tech made towards me? Oh, that's right. He never made it because he was scared. He was scared. Let's see. George, hold on. Let's see what we got here. All right, how many dudes do we have left to sign? These 4. That's it. We have 34 million. So we are giving George LaRock a shitload of money because George is the man. Tuca killed us. Yeah, God, that Bruins game, man. I've talked about it as much on the podcast. The Bruins are scaring the shit out of me lately. Like, I really don't like the trend of, hey, let's come from behind 4 straight games. It's awful. It is awful. Oh, God, and good old Pete Worrell. We're going to play forever. Indeed, you too will. And I'm going to give Peter Worrell a shitload of money, too, because I like Pete Worrell. I don't have the money to afford Pete Worrell at that cap hit. Which is fine. Oh, 8 years. No, thank you. No, thank you. Alright, there we go. So we should be good. I don't know how I feel about this playlist. It's a little bit too intense. I want something that's a bit more chill. There's got to be something, right? There's got to be something that's a bit more chill. What's up with that? Is it, hold on. Was this the one that has copyright music that says no copyright? No, it's not. Cool, it's fine then. We'll rock with that. Don't need any more videos getting demonetized, you know? Alright, so we should be good here. Nighthawk, what's up? Let's see what we got this offseason. We got a couple of coaches we're going to have to bring back. Some scouts. The huge. I still can't believe Joe Byer scored 73 goals, not 37. Holy Provorov. Crosby's a free agent. He's an 80. He still wants $7 million. Love to see it. Ovi's still around. Again, Alex Ovechkin now with 974 career goals, and he hasn't retired. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see. Yield coaching staff. So we need 2 coaches. We got the 2 best coaches that we possibly can. Ooh, hello, A+ Gosselin. Okay, we definitely want you. So let's go ahead and like max out this money option here. Gina Carano got fired from Star Wars. Cancel culture's bad, though. I mean, sure, she compared being a Republican in the U.S. to being a Jew during the Holocaust, but come on, cancel culture. I wish Ronda Rousey had a chance to have ripped Gina Carano's arm off back in the day. That would have been great. That would have been really cool. AJ, I think people do still have Heat 5. From the looks of it, there is a better chance that we're going to be able to get to like MotoGP or something like that on the weekend. That's my hope. That is my hope. Oh, Charles, what's up? I mean, if someone didn't want to admit Brad Marchand wasn't good at hockey just because he's on the Bruins, you'd be a loser. Let's go. A minus, A minus, A. A minus, A minus, A plus, A. Okay. A minus, A plus, A minus, A minus. From what I can tell, this dude's not a good teacher, but I'd rather have that coaching influence. So, La Bruyere. See if we can bring you in as well. Bridge City, what's going on? Gonna wait to see what's next for these lovely, lovely goons. I am excited to see what we can do. Oh, goodness. I wouldn't say Adam Fox is underrated. I mean, sure, he might not be talked about as much as Hughes or Makar, but... well, actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I think you're right. No, people don't give him enough credit. You're right. He is talked about in a, you know, a step below those two, and I don't know how far behind, if at all, he happens to be. I'll agree with you on that. Is Freddie Anderson better than Carey Price? Freddie Anderson's been better than Carey Price. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. We've missed you with whatever fantasy land you've been living in where you think Freddie Anderson isn't better than Carey Price. Well, the Montreal's defense has been bad for years. Oh, and Toronto's hasn't? Okay, then. You're welcome. I'm glad we could have this talk. Thanks. Alright. Come on. Come on, Big Mo. Oh, you went to Toronto. You... God, that A-plus coach would have been nice. God, that A-plus coach would have been nice. Damn. That sucks. We offered him a max deal, too, and he still rejected. Damn. Damn. Alright, that's it for that round. I think we still have a couple of coaches, or a couple of scouts we can sign, and then we gotta try to get in a different coach. Actually, no, we're good on scouts. Alright, who is the coach that we can bring in here? We've had Galena on this roster before. I think it's gonna be Lavasseur. Rene Lavasseur. How would you like to sign with us again? Alright, the joys of scrolling. Oh, the sweet joys of scrolling. How I love it. Just to make sure a dude signs, and even then it doesn't work. As we've seen, it doesn't always work. Alright. As long as this dude signs, we are good to skip ahead to the beginning of next season. The lovely 73. Let's look at it and wave goodbye. Joe Byer, 73 goals. Will he ever hit that number again? One can hope. One can hope. Will he ever hit that number again? Fingers crossed, right? Alright, let's take a look at who is going to be on this team. Spent $800 today on new glasses. Big yikes. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Woo! Hello!
Copeland and Peters. Look at you two. And then we got Winkler as our AHL starter, which is very promising. All right. We should, in theory, be set for goaltending. I should not have to draft another goalie in this series. Kasperitis is up to an 82. That's fantastic. Marchman Alexandrov is up to a 79. I think we have our 6 as well. Unless we go with Eaton as a low 4. I actually am going to go with Eaton over Cope, although Cope was pretty good last year. The big addition there is Smolinski, who's only a low 6, but hey, we'll give him a shot. We'll give him a shot. Terry, I'll see what you're up to once I'm done with this season. So I might even hit you up sooner than that. But yeah, like 230 works in theory. Oh, Byer, dude, he's up to a 91. Still only a medium elite. 99 shot accuracies now, though. Boy. He's gonna crush it. He is going to crush it. We got Kreider. Oberg is up to a lovely 84. McGrattan, Domi, LaRock, Nyland, McCarthy, Ray, Kipper, McCarty, and Probert, which means Barnaby, Ojic, and Pete Worrell are down to the minors. Cody, what's going on? Well, Warrior, hey. You know what? Sometimes you get depressed and you can't sleep. Happens to me all the time. Danny, what's up? The fact you got back on this impresses me. Well, you know, Dab, and again, I'm always going to call you Dab. Sometimes you just got to get back on the horse, even if that horse bucked you off and then stomped on your face and your back and your arms and your legs and your crotch. And I was going to say crotch and groin, and it came out grotch. Basically just stomped me so bad it's a redefined area. But sometimes you gotta get back on the horse, you know? Alright, so before we set up these lines, I need to see what coach is gonna have the best chemistry with these particular players. Nabokov has A+ teaching. Primo also does. We're gonna get rid of Primo. Let's send Nabokov down for the moment. Alright, so Mr. Smithson. Mr. Smithson. 66. Should you check every new rookie that makes the lineup? I probably will, yeah. 66 for Smithson is great. He will probably stay as our head coach. What about Smith Pelly? 54. You are definitely not our head coach. Lavasseur. Oh, yeah. Smithson's our guy. No doubt about it. Seeing how rough this is, Smithson is our guy as head coach of this team. We'll do our due diligence here and just double check, but pretty much no doubt in my mind. Although, Lebriere's close. He's not a good fit with Oberg, and a horrible fit with Smolinski, and I know that's cut off for you guys right now. Interesting. Lebriere is the only guy that can give Smithson a run for his money. Simply because Bayer would be on better chemistry. But God, it's tough to turn down the fits for everybody. I think we're going to stick with Smithson. But I am going to put Lebriere on the roster. Or at least on the coaching staff, I suppose. Would be how I should phrase it. I think I want to get Sean Nguyen on the staff as well. Although, yeah, Lebriere is definitely got to be on the staff. Alright. Let's see. So Smith Pelly. 4 A's, 1 A+. 4 A's, 1 A+. It's going to be Lavasseur. It's going to be Smith Pelly. So Lavasseur, you go down to the AHL. Lebriere, the new assistant coach. We're just going to need an AHL goalie coach, but we have our coaching staff. I didn't check Nabokov, but I mean, he's a D-rated coach. Like, he might be a better fit, but that D rating would absolutely drag down his effectiveness and just the team's general effectiveness. So, alright, so let's see if Cody Primo will sign. And really quickly as well, while we're here, let's get the scouts set up. We brought in a lot of new ones, so fingers crossed here that this works out with the coaches. I mean, again, that other guy, you know, you can make the argument, do you want Bayer on slightly better chemistry, or does it not make that much of a difference? Like, there's no guarantee. Like, Bayer on a +1, is he going to be that much more dominant, is the question. Holy Russian scouts. We got DEL and Extraliga. DEL Extraliga, so we need ICE and an NLA scout. Is there connected franchise in this game? No, there is not. And NLA. So, 2 Russian scouts, 2 Liga scouts, 2 SHL scouts. Only got 1 apiece in the US regions, which, to be honest, I'm okay with. Like, we are finding quite a bit of success, I feel like, in Sweden, Finland, and Russia. So, let's reassign this dude, or dudette, to one of these regions here. Yeah, so, holy shit. I don't know what it is, but yeah, Central, it's best that we get another, another scout in there. For sure. So everything is good. Let's see what kind of chemistry we can get here on these particular lines. Actually, I'll stay over here. Otherwise, some information will be cut out. So Copeland and Peters, obviously the 1-2 punch in goal. They've developed very well over the past few seasons. Eaton doesn't really fit on the third pairing. Smolinski only fits on the third pairing. Butcher's really good. Alexandrov fits on the third pairing, but it's still a -3. Damn. Damn. Redman, things are going well. No complaints. Alright. Can I find a way to get... Ah! What was that? So Butcher on that third pairing works. That's going to have to be the combinations here. It's going to have to be Garth Butcher with Caden Smolinski. Brian Marchment with Alex Alexandrov. And then Vladimir Kasparaitis with Ted Eaton. So, no positive chemistry amongst the defense. But considering it's only DFDs and enforcers, that's actually not that bad. The only other option would be to run Smolinski on a higher pairing than Alexandrov, and that's just not a good idea. So then for the forwards, let's see what we have here. So Sandy can play pretty much anywhere. I'm looking for someone like Rob Ray, who can really only be on the second line. Domi could be on the second or fourth. Larocque could be in a couple of different spots. Chris Nyland is absolutely a third liner. Nick Kyprios is absolutely a third liner. I mean, I guess you could argue a fourth liner. Rob Ray, definitely that second line spot. Oberg ideally would be a third liner, but he's a bit too good. Then again, Bayer's not going to have the best fit, but the rest of the team does better. So Ray, Nyland, and Kyprios are the only guys that are really locked in here. I'm going to keep that top line the same it was last year. Bayer, Oberg, McGrattan. No doubt. That was our top line last year. It'll be our top line this year. So the only question from there... I mean, Larocque makes sense on the fourth line. McCarthy makes a good amount of sense on the second line. So does Ty Domi. McCarthy can be on the third or fourth. Or McCarty. Kreider and Ray are going to stay there. So +3s no matter what, +3s no matter what. So we might as well say then that Ty Domi is going to be on that higher line because of the overall. So we're going to have 2 +3s there in the bottom 6. That's not bad. That's going to help out a lot. So it'll be Darren McCarty, Bob Probert, and George Larocque. We'll have Darren McCarty as the center. Third line, let's go Kyprios, Nyland, McCarthy, Domi, Kreider, Ray. Or Ray, Kreider, Domi, which works. And then Bayer, Oberg, McGrattan. It's not that bad. It's really not. It's not incredible. But again, given our limitations, this roster is 1,000 times better, I think, than I ever thought they would have been. Again, we have our captaincy set and everything. Only thing to check is AHL, just to make sure we're good there. Johnny Canuck, what's happening, buddy? Let's see what we got. So again, Winkler and Eakin. So Eakin, Steven Eakin, great name. 71, 23 medium fringe. We'll leave him there. We have a different medium fringe, but it's not going to make too much of a difference. Do we have a defenseman that's sitting? We do. It's Keane, but that was ideal. Can we get rid of these -3s? No, we can't. So, at least we're going to be seeing some good playing time. The only thing I can really do is just sort it by potential. So we'll have Vetterl with Cope. And then Wang can play alongside Hanula. That's a rough defense. And then offensively, I'm just going to make sure that we're not missing anybody here. Petrov is not mine. He is a grinder, but I apparently didn't draft him. I guess he's on an AHL deal. Roenick isn't mine either. Quincy? Quincy is ours. And then McGrattan's ours too? No. Alright, cool. So we just got to get Quincy in there. It's the potential of my second NHL goalie. I think he's also a medium elite. Yeah, we have 2 medium elites in the NHL, and then AHL we have a high elite and a medium fringe. So we're set up pretty well in terms of goaltending. We got lucky really early on. Let's sort by potential. So low bottom 6. We got a medium bottom 6. So obviously the veterans, I'm not afraid, you know, having on a lower line. We don't need them to play as much. So medium bottom 6s, low bottom 6s. These guys will be on the third line. And then here, we'll have the medium 9s and the top 6s. Perfect. So that fourth line, let's get Pete Worrell onto the other wing. Get the righty on this particular side. And 83 faceoffs for Joakim Hikola. Not bad. Not bad. And then here it'll be Peterson, Bales, and Quincy. And that top line, Artem Solovyov, alongside Yanni Louis and Vitaly Koltsov. So it's a little bit rough in terms of good potentials in the AHL. We're hoping some of these guys can develop in the bottom 6 options at least. But, I mean, that AHL team has made the playoffs every single year so far. So I'm somewhat optimistic here as we get into this. Nico, just going through the offseason, setting up the team, man. You are just in time for the beginning of this season. As we shall take a look. First and foremost, the early draft class. Look, there is a DFD in the top 3. William Morrison. So somebody worth keeping an eye on. There is also Xavier Carpenter and Gabriel Sopel. So there's a good chance if we miss out on the playoffs, we're going to get somebody half decent. In terms of our ratings for the season, before we get into that first game of the year and we see what kind of magic Joe Byer can put together. I'm telling you, man, too, these jerseys have really grown on me. Like, they're nothing, you know, exceptional, but honestly, I like them quite a bit. But looking here, 76, 80, and an 81. On the flip side, 89, 86, and a 74 compared to Nashville. All right. All right, tank for Morrison. We can't really afford to tank. It'd be nice to get him, but just with how the lottery odds work anyway, there's really no point in tanking, I'd say. Joe Byer scored 73 goals. He's dropped from a 90 to an 87 because the morale... Brian McGrattan's apparently dropped 5 overall points as well. The morale system this year is fickle. Oh, it is fickle. Has there ever been a player... Has there ever been a player to have higher expectations on one of our teams than Joe Byer? I don't think so. I just don't see how, I don't see how the expectations could be any higher and how any other player... I mean, we look back in, like, NHL 16 with Essa Hall. We won our first 2 games by the combined score of 9-0. Our first, you know, we look back, NHL 16, the Vancouver series. You look at Essa Hall, who was insane. You look at the original Goon squad with Frederick McDonough, 91 overall player, out of the draft, taken 2nd overall because the San Jose Sharks absolutely suck. And of course, Freddie McDonough had himself a career. Still one of my it's probably still my favorite moment in any franchise mode was the McDonough draft. Really was. Oh boy, why is there a morale crisis on this team? Because there's always a morale crisis on this team. We're 7-10-1, still hanging in around 500 as we head to December 1st. So 12-11-1. Byer 15 goals in 24 games. Not quite as good as he was last year. We are 2 points out of a playoff spot right now behind the Vancouver Canucks. So, you know, that's not too bad. But for one Joe Byer, Chris Kreider stepping up at 12 goals. Sandy McCarthy has 12 goals too. I mean, right now, God, he took 344 shots last year. I mean, the point percentage, you know, it's still solid. He went from shooting almost like 25% to the midway point of the season to this. So let's hope he's not a one-season wonder, right? We march on. Soap, I think literally, and here, let's put this to the test. If you go to the YouTube side of things, let's see. Shout out to the Punk Rock NBA, by the way. Great channel. If we look up Toogie, best draft pick. Bang. If you don't want to watch the full series, that video right there is for you. Also, at the very beginning, you'll get to enjoy my horrible no lighting. Because when I first got a webcam, I didn't understand the concept of lighting. Let's march on. Let us march on. San Jose just kicked the ever-loving hell out of us. So, from the looks of it, the idea of like, oh, hey, you should try to tank. Yeah, no, we might not have to. I mean, we're still hanging in at around 500. This team has the tendency to collapse. And it likely will. Kirketzi, what's up? How goes it, sir? Hey, it's a Joe Buyer now, up to 25 goals in 36 games here. He's not going to hit 73 goals again. It's just not going to happen. Unless this dude takes off, it's not going to happen. But he is on a fantastic point pace. So we'll see. But you're right, he is passing the puck a little bit more frequently. That shooting percentage, though, is going up as we go on. Oberg up to 27 points and 36. McGrattan still puts up points. I don't know why. Kreider's still doing all right. God, Kiprio sucks. He really does. What's the goaltending looking like? Oh, okay. Well, if you're an EASHL goaltender, that's okay. We're not in the EASHL, are we? 870. Jesus, did Buyers overall go down after a 70-goal season? It went up and then it went down because the morale system is nuts. For you. FJ, that guy. Thank you for the follow there. Wow, Matt Copeland has sucked. Let's keep going, though. It's the beginning of January. We are only 4 points out of a playoff spot. We got a long, long way to go this season. Who's he passing to? I mean, Oberg, I guess. Maybe we get on the power play and he just doesn't shoot. All right, let's take a look at the draft class again here. See if anything's changed. Why couldn't you have been a DFD? Son of a bitch. We finally get a franchise-level defenseman and I can't even draft him. Well, he's a Subban comparison, so don't worry, he'll fall off after being traded. William Morrison is still the target. He's not amazing. Maybe he'll fall, actually. I don't think we need a top 3 pick to get him. And then there's Terry Noonan. That's an A+ in shooting, by the way. That's cut off. We are going to have players available to us here, even if we miss out. All right, we'll keep an eye on these on the current ongoing developing situation. But right now, after another rough month, I don't think we've won 1 game in our last 10. 42 points, it's 53 to get in. Byers up to 38 goals and 49. Of course, this time last year, he had 49 games, 47 goals. So, I mean, the goal pace has dropped by 9 compared to last year. But he still has 67 points in 49 games. He's absolutely insane. And as Sox mentioned, that's about 13 goals in 13 games. So we'll march on to March, pun intended. We'll see how the team does. Very good start to the month. I mean, really, we're just a hot streak away from pulling this off. But the problem is, we win 3, we lose 3. Did I create McDonough? Nope. It was far enough into the draft, it's literally impossible for me to have fixed that. That's just what happened back in the day. NHL 18 was amazing. NHL 18 was amazing for overage draft steals. Just chef's kiss. I miss it. I miss it so much. 24, 36, and 2. We might not have had to have tanked for Morrison here. Brant Clark traded from the Islanders to Chicago. Noah Hannafin from Calgary to Dallas for 2 first-round picks and 2 pieces. Jesus Christ. All right. March 1st. We are very much out of the playoffs right now. Yeah. 69 points to get in. We're on 50. No playoffs this year. Buyer now 42 goals in 62 games. That the Angelo trade was in the game. Obviously that the Angelo trade was in the game. If that happened in real life, this wouldn't be hanging up. So no playoffs this year. Buyer not going to hit the same goal pace, which isn't surprising. But, yeah. Honestly, it's a pretty disappointing season for us right now. I honestly thought we'd be a little bit better. Especially with the coach and the scheme fit that we had, but apparently not. Now you watch, we're going to win games here and screw ourselves out of a good draft pick, right? Really, right now, it's just where is Buyer going to land? All right, 33, 42, and 2. 68 points. It takes 84 to make it. 52 goals for Joe Buyer, and that's almost viewed as a disappointment. He had 73 last year. He has 52 goals with 5 games left. 95 points. Incredible season again for Joe Buyer. That's how high he set the bar, is at a 52-goal season. Just sounds disappointing. But we are very, very much out of the playoffs. So the problem right now is we want Baier to score goals. However, it is almost better if he doesn't, as we are 4th bottom in the league. Guaranteed that Boston or Calgary pretty much has that bottom pick. But we are likely to have anywhere from top 4 to top 6 draft odds. So that's not too bad. I mean, again, we're going to be guaranteed to get a good player in this draft as well, which will help out. So we play Vancouver. Can Joe Baier score a goal? He cannot. We won 7-6, and Joe Baier didn't score a goal. Figure that one out. Figure that one out. Buffalo, really good team. Joe Baier scores a goal in a 4-3 loss. He has another 100-point season. Florida, 2 wins in their last 10. We win. Joe Baier, again, 53 goals. 2 games left. Let's see what we can do. We win. No goal for Baier. And our final game of the season, Vegas, and that's it. Boy. Boy, boy, boy. So 36-44 and 2 on the season. Joe Baier hits 100 points even. A very, very... I mean, it's a good season for him by his own standards. So all we care about right now... We have top 4 draft odds right now, or lottery odds. We finished 1 point behind Columbus. So there is a chance. There is a very good chance that we could still end up with that elite defensive defenseman. Either way, we get William Morrison or we get Terry Noonan. As long as we keep those odds, as long as we finish in the top 4. This is where it gets complicated, though, is what's going to happen. So Morrison's solid. He's not amazing. Terry Noonan, I mean, dude, this guy next to Baier would be unbelievable. I don't know why we haven't scouted out DeAndre Marchand. He's currently being scouted. Okay. If we miss on those 2, we are then looking at Xavier Carpenter. He's okay. Gabriel Sopel. I'd take Sopel over Carpenter. And then this guy, Ernesto Bannister. Chance of him being a medium elite, though. It's unlikely. Then there's Elijah Bembridge. You'd just be banking on him maybe being a medium elite. Claire and Stock aren't that bad. Fred Maxwell. Luke Henry ended up being a medium top 6. We'll see how it plays out. A lot of it comes down to the luck of the draw with those lottery selections. And just to take a look at the team. Goals for per game. We were somewhere mid-table. Goals against, yeah, we just couldn't keep the puck out of the net, unfortunately. Our power play was at 16%, which was mid-table towards the bottom. Our penalty kill was the worst in the league. We just couldn't keep the puck out of the net, unfortunately. So, again, Joe Baier now up to 356 points in 328 career games. 4 seasons, 3 straight point-per-game seasons, consecutive 100-point seasons for Joe Baier. 20 less goals, 12 more assists on the year. The penalty minutes were up for him as well. He took fewer shots. I mean, it's just that the shooting percentage, as you'd expect, dropped. But he is still simply incredible. He hits. The giveaway takeaway ratio is fantastic as well. My God. He does everything. He does everything. Aside from that, Oberg, great 61 points next to him. He went from 25 goals to 26. Last year's Rookie of the Year. It's not too bad. Brian McGrattan as well. Still puts up assists on that top line. Kreider on the second line had 28 goals. Got Rob Ray on 47 points. You look at the penalty minutes, so I feel like that was our biggest issue. A lot of guys. Water Weasler, I'm guessing. Thank you for the prime sub. I do appreciate it. I do. Thank you very much for that. to that original point before I forget, I feel like just the AI took more penalties this season. Yeah, Nyland went from 82 penalty minutes to 130. I think we fought a lot more, got in a lot more penalty trouble, and it kind of cost us. That is some beautiful, beautiful emote spam, by the way. Oh, Bob Probert, 19 points. I mean, the secondary scoring wasn't even that bad. Defensively, Kasperitis led the way, 32 points. Eaton with 24. Smolinski, no real surprise, only had 12 points. Wasn't expecting much from him. The big issue is that Copeland sucked. He went from a 900 to an 884. Has a career 894 in 188 games. On the flip side, Bobby Peters was a little bit better, but again in the AHL, we have that man, Jaden Winkler. Good debut season in the AHL. Copeland is not guaranteed a damn thing. Around the league, only 4 players, so scoring was down. Only 4 players hit 100 goal or 100 points. And Bayer finishes in a 4-way tie for the Rocket Richard with Ovechkin, McKinnon, and Sagan. But that is back-to-back Rocket Richards for Joe Bayer. A 4-way tie for the Richard. That's ridiculous. Hall, Hughes, and Lokhtianov were right there as well. My God. 3rd straight. Shit, you're right, it is 3rd straight. Dude, that's insane. John, we have been live for almost an hour. Almost an hour. Sam Reinhart had 73 assists. Jesus. So yeah, no. Given the circumstances of how the league played out, Bayer did very well this year. John Carlson, Ryan Merkley doing well. Goal-scoring Kings, Provorov, and Ekman Larson. For the goaltenders, Linus Ullmark, he's still a cheat code. I don't know what it is. Save percentage amongst start. Peters was up there, but amongst starters, it was Merzlikins at a 915. Who's out in Minnesota now. Any goalie goals? No. For the rookie race, who's it going to be? The answer is Matthew Vance. For the Islanders, we didn't really have anybody in the running this season. Ovechkin has well over 100 or well over 1,000 career goals now. Yeah, he's on 1,027. At 40 years old. He has played, so let's see, he left Washington, went to Montreal for 2 seasons, Columbus, Carolina, and then back to Montreal. Because why not? Because why not? Imagine. I don't think we'd have to imagine Ovi scoring that many goals if there weren't 2 lockouts and, you know, COVID-shortened seasons that held back his numbers. The AHL team made the playoffs again. No, they did not. They missed. Damn. So I sat here. Yanni Louis played 72 points, though, 41 goals. Sat there and talked about how the AHL club consistently makes the playoffs. Not today, unfortunately. Not today.